everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, March 18th and I am here with a new video of my stitching for this week. So if you are new to the channel, what I will be doing is every day this week, Monday to Friday, I will be coming back and doing a little video clip where I spin a wheel on my phone and I pick my project that I will work on for the day for cross stitch, and then I will also be doing a little bit of knitting. Previously I had been working on some scrappy blankets, but I think this week I will be working on a knit sweater that I would like to finish so that I can use the scraps in my scrap blanket, and so I will talk more about that after I do my cross stitch update. So at the end of my last video, I had spun the wheel for the weekend, so I had picked 3 projects, and I will start with the project that I worked on Friday. So on Friday I worked on Festive Frosted Pumpkin Cottage by Witchy Stitcher, and I needed to do 200 more stitches to reach my goal for the month. I am trying to do 500 stitches on this project every month, and then that way I will have it finished. My goal was to have it finished in August, but I actually think that I might get it finished sooner, so I will show. So I ended up doing almost 600 stitches on it on Friday, and so here's where it is. I was loving working on this project, and so I just didn't want to put it down Friday. So I did my 200 stitches and then I just kept going because I was like, I love this. I worked on this pumpkin down here, so it's like a little pumpkin snowman, and I was just like, that's so cute. I had to finish it. I had to see what it would look like fully stitched, so I stitched that. I also stitched some of the red over here that's in a hat for another one of the little ghosts that's going to be here. I did some red in the wreath, and then I also did some green that was in the wreath, and then also that is in this tree over here. So I did do quite a bit. Like I said, I did 600. Oh, I also did this right here. It looks like, is this going to be a little cat? That's what it's looking like to me, but I need to see what goes in around it because I know there are stitches around it. But yeah, I was just loving the way that this was turning out, so I just kept stitching on it. This is on the fabric Deep Sea from Crossed Wing Collection. It's a 28 count, I think it's 28, 2/2 full cross, and I just love that the way the chart is coming out. So because I did extra stitching on it this month, and I did extra stitching on it last month, I did my calculations again, and I think I might be able to finish this in July if I do a little bit more stitches the next couple months. So if I up my goal from 500 stitches, and if I go to do 550 a month for the next few months, I can have this finished in July. So that's what I think I'm going to do, is try and get this finished for July instead, and then have it finished a month early. So that would be my possible second finish for the year, because I had one finish in January, and then I don't think I have anything else that can be finished before then. So I'm really hoping to get this finished, like I said, in July. And then on Sunday I worked on, what is this one? The HAEDSAL Stitch Along. This one is called Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 3. You cannot join the stitch along anymore, but you can buy a larger full-size version of this chart, because all of the charts used for the stitch along are cropped versions from a larger chart. So this regular chart is Merry Mushroom Village Picnic. It's artwork by Amy Stewart. I love Amy Stewart because her artwork is very bright and colorful. And I did, how many stitches on this one? Right around 500 stitches on this on Saturday. And so I was working on the pink and the fairy wing, just because I really wanted to work on like some brighter colors and get away from working on black, because in my previous video I had talked about how I am over 310 for a little bit. When I can, I would like to just stitch on anything that's not 310 for a while. And then I also did some like peachy colors here. I think this might be the fairy's face, and so I was kind of wanting to get started working on the little face of the fairy, so I did that. And this is being stitched on a 28 count 2/1 tent stitch, and it's exciting because April 1st we will get the next set of pages for the stitch along. And I think the next set of pages, because the first release had 3 pages that were this top row, there's still a partial page that needs to be over on the side, and then I think we'll get the 2 pages that will start the next row. So I am excited to get more pages, because like I'm getting close to the edge here and I'm trying not to leave a harsh line, so whenever I get down to the bottom I'm kind of trying to like just leave a part thread so that I don't end up with harsh page lines. So it will be nice when the next set of pages is out, and then I don't have to worry about that as much. And then for these charts for the stitch along, if you finish 4 pages on the chart, you will get all the other charts from the stitch along. And if you finish the entire chart, you will get to pick 2 free charts from the Heaven and Earth Designs website. And that is what I would really like to do, is I would really like to get those free charts. But I'm also behind, so I need to see if I can catch up later in the year. Once I have finished some of my things like this, I will have more time to stitch on things like this, so we'll see what happens. And then that was really all I got done on Saturday. I had been planning on working on this during the day and then Autumn Harmony at night, but then that did not end up happening. So it was nice. I had mentioned that we were gonna get nice weather. It's still sunny, it's still nice, but one of my kids was playing outside, fell, needed stitches, and so we ended up in the emergency room because all the urgent cares were closed because it was like the evening. So that was all my stitching time for Saturday, and then that takes me to Sunday, where I didn't really stitch that much yesterday, so Autumn Harmony kind of got neglected, but I did 274 stitches on her, and I did it in this area here. On this chart, I am stitching currently using just the 814, trying to finish that color, and then that way I will be able to pick other colors to work on later and then get some of the other colors finished and then just start trying to color complete this chart. And the bottom of the chart is down here. I kind of want to take one of the rows down and just see how long it will take me to reach the bottom of this chart and then just fill in this big section here. That's all that's left of the 814. And so that's all that she got, those 274 stitches. So I think I am tempted to go back to doing daily stitching on her, 200 stitches a day, because the month is halfway over now. It's over halfway over. And I still have to do another like 2,500 stitches on her. And the easiest way for me to do that is to just do 200 stitches a day. Because she is full cross, I feel like it's harder for me to meet my goal of like trying to do like 700 stitches a day compared to something like this. Because this is tent stitch, it's really easy to do, you know, 700 stitches on this because it's tent stitch, whereas for this one it takes a lot longer to get to 700 stitches in one day, and so I kind of start getting burnt out when I try and do that. So yeah, 200 stitches a day is easier. That's what I was doing last year, is I did 200 stitches a day on her every day for like the last, I don't even know how many months, but like the last half of the year, that's what I was doing on her, was 200 stitches every day. And it wasn't bad because I could do that and then have it finished by like lunchtime-ish, and then after that I could stitch on whatever I wanted for the rest of the day. So that was what I got done on the weekend, and now I will pull out the wheel and spin it again. I need to add Autumn Harmony back to the wheel because I took her off last weekend because I didn't want to pick her again. So she is back on there, and we will spin the wheel to see what I get today. Wait, I could have taken Autumn Harmony off because if I'm doing daily stitching on her, I don't need her on there. So I'm going to take her off. We have 4 charts left, so let's see what we get. And I got Tarot Town 2, which was my Whip Go number 1, and I will pause so I can go and grab that chart. So Tarot Town 2 is a chart that I had just worked on last week, and I did 500 stitches last week, so that means I still need to do 500 stitches to meet my Whip Go goal of 1,000 stitches on this chart. And so here is the starting point on it right now, and this is artwork by Ciro Marchetti, and I plan on possibly cropping it, and so the background would not be stitched, and that is why I dyed the fabric to be blue, purple, and then yellow, because I'll insert the picture of the artwork. That's how the artwork is. The sky goes from a dark blue down to purple and then down to yellows, and so I might do some of like the trees still in the black that come up from the bottom, but I don't plan on stitching all like the yellow and purple and blue background because I don't want to. So that is this chart, and I don't know if I mentioned it's 2/1 tent stitch, which is my fave, which takes me into purchase. So last week I had bought a new chart, which was Cozy Winter Book Nook is I think the name of it, and it's by Pain Free Crafts, artwork by Rose Kahn, and I ended up buying the fabric for it. So I kept going back and forth on what fabric I wanted to get. So I at first was thinking 25 count 2/1 tent stitch would be what I would do. But then I've seen videos of people doing 20 count 1/1 full cross using CXC because CXC has better coverage than DMC. So I was going back and forth all weekend trying to decide if I wanted to do 25 count. And the reason I picked 25 count and not 28 is because 28 count can sometimes get thick in confetti areas. And so I wanted 25 because that chart looks like it might have some confetti areas, like how there's the dragon over the fireplace, like the artwork. That artwork area, I looked at it on the chart and it looks like there's a lot of color changes. So I was like, I'm gonna be safe, go with 25 so it's not too thick. And then, like I said though, I think Holly, I can't remember her channel name, Holly, the Cross Stitch Addict might be her name. She is doing some that are on 20 count 1/1 with CXC. And some of them are charts with a lot of black and the coverage looks like it's really good. So I was thinking about that. And the only reason I picked 25 count is that the finish size is the chart is 800 by 640 stitches. So the finish size on 20 count would be a lot larger than going with 25 count. And so that was the only reason why I picked the 25 is because I don't want the finish size to be as big as it would have been on 20 count. Like, I think that one of the sides was like 8 inches bigger on the 20 count, so it was really big. Hold on, I have a cross stitch fabric calculator that I always keep open. So on 20 count, it would have been 40 inches by 32, the finish size. And then on 25, it's 32 by 25. So yeah, it's a pretty big finish size difference. And so I was like, I'll do the 25 just because I don't want a piece that takes up an entire wall. But so I did order the fabric from that. I ordered it from an Etsy shop called Yarn Stories, I think is what it was called. And it's a shop that's in Lithuania. So the shipping did cost more than ordering from like 123 Stitch, but their fabric costs are lower than 123 Stitch. So I got the 25 count pre-gridded fabric and I had to get the largest size, so it's like 39 by 55 inches. I had to get the like full yard, and the full yard is $45. So even with the more expensive shipping, it still ended up being cheaper than 123 Stitch. So I don't know how long the shipping is going to end up taking though, so we will see about that. And I think that's all that I have for cross stitch. The last thing I will show is knitting. So I am still working on my Nordiska, which I am heavily changing. So I started it as charted. I did the cables at the top. I did my little ribbed neckband, but now I am not doing the color work. I'm just going to make this into like a basic knit tee. I knit on it over the weekend, but I forgot to put a marker to show how much I've done. But yeah, I did knit on it over the weekend. You can kind of tell from here because I had stopped working on it. You're supposed to knit it an inch, I think, and then start color work. And then I had knit that inch and then I just left it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do color work or not. So I have knit since that inch area. And I am just wanting to get this finished because I want to be able to put any scrap yarn. Where did it go? This is the yarn I'm using from So Livy Dyes Yarn. And I want to be able to put the scrap yarn into my scrap yarn blanket. So that's kind of my motivation to finish this, is because I want the scrap yarn. I just want to have yarn left to put towards the blanket. That's also why I was considering making a tank top, is because I have some pink yarn and I really want the scraps to be put into my scrappy blanket. So I was like, I need to start knitting more things just so I have more yarn for the scrap blanket, which is kind of weird motivation, but that is what is motivating me right now. It's just that I want scrap yarns. That is all that I have for today's video. I will be back in my next video clip to show what I get done on Tarot Town 2. And here it is. I have now completed 550 stitches. It is the next day, so it is now Tuesday, the 18th, 19th, I don't even know the day of the week. And I have now met my whip go goal on this piece, which was to do 1,000 stitches, and I was working solely in this area. When I'm doing only like 1,000 stitches on a piece that, like, if I'm doing extreme cross country, obviously I just stick to the color, but when I am working on a piece where I'm not doing extreme cross country, I do try and stick to like a certain area so that I can see more get filled in, I tend to not jump around. Like I wasn't doing stitches here and there and there, because then I feel like I don't get to see the progress. Whereas if you fill in an area, then I feel like I feel slightly more accomplished, because 1,000 stitches is, I know, not a lot on these projects that are so large. But my goal is now met for this, so I can put it away. I already took it off of my wheel on my phone, and so today when I spin, there are only 3 projects left. First, I'm going to show Autumn Harmony though, because I did work on her again yesterday, because I'm going back to daily stitches on her. I should just stick to daily stitches on her, because that is my preferred way to work on her. So I'm going to remember that for next month. Just keep doing the daily stitching. And I did 200 stitches last night on her, or actually it was during the day, so it wasn't at night. And I just was working on this column here, and I think I did a little bit on this column. And I'm just filling in the red. There's like a big section of the red here, and then after that I have to jump back over to this side and then work down here, I think. And so that is what I'll be working on again today, is doing another 200 stitches on Autumn Harmony. And now I will spin the wheel and pick my projects. So 2 of the projects, I have them all here. 2 of them have not been picked yet for this month. So on Little Gamer, I still need to do 2,500 stitches. On Kita, I think I'm trying to do like either 1,500 or 1,800 stitches on her. And then on the Heaven and Earth stitch along, I have worked on it this month, but I don't think I'm anywhere near my 5,000 stitch goal. So yeah, I need to get a lot done on these. And then I think what I might do is, after I meet one more of my goals on one of these projects, I might take that project off the wheel. I have a couple different ideas. So I might take it off, put a new project on the wheel. I'm thinking I might either put a new start on the wheel, or I might put Festive Frosted Pumpkin Cottage back on the wheel. And then if it gets spun, I might work on it again for another 500 stitches, just because I was thinking there's only 2,200 stitches left, I think, or like 2,100 stitches left. If I worked on it for another 4 or 5 rotations, I could possibly have it finished. So if I could squeeze in a couple extra days on it, I could have it finished earlier, and then I would be very happy to have a finish. It would just be nice to have that taken off of my wheel, and then I could replace it with something else. So I could replace it with Dragon Hall, I could replace it with the Cozy Book Nook, and then every month I could spin and get to work on something that I have either already started this year or something that I want to start this year. So I don't know. Those are just things I'm thinking about, but first I need to meet a goal on one of these projects. So wheel time. Let's see. Volume turned down. And get the wheel open. Here's my wheel with only 3 projects left. And it is the HAED Stitch Along, which I am happy with, because I didn't meet my goal on it last month, and so I would really like to meet the goal on it this month, because I don't want to get behind 2 months in a row. That would not be good. So here is where my starting point is now. I will most likely work on the pink some more. And it's also exciting because there's only, what, a week and a half until we get the next section of this chart. And for some reason that has me even more excited to work on this, because I know that there's going to be more coming out soon. So that is what I'll work on today, is Autumn Harmony and the HAED Stitch Along. In terms of knitting, I did some knitting in the car while I was waiting for my kids, and I actually did place a little marker there, I need to find it, of how much I got done. So this is what I got done from this marker to here, but I still need to do a lot more to actually get it to fit. And I am wearing the shirt. This is the one that I knit before, and I don't remember the pattern name, but I will have it linked down below. And it's just a basic raglan tee. And so I figured, I wear this a lot, and it's like a little cropped tee, you can't really see. And so I figured I would make this one into a similar style, just do ribbing at the ends, and then keep knitting with the brown down to the bottom, and then it would be similar to this one, but I would have a V-neck one with the little cables, so it would be a little bit fancier than this one. So that's my thinking on it. So I will be knitting more on this today. And then I was also going to show, I haven't worked on the board game stitch along since the last time I showed it, whenever that was. But a new piece came out. So the game that came out yesterday, because yesterday was Monday, was for a game called Calico, which I have actually never played before, but I looked it up and it looks really cute. So in the description, it says that you are building a quilt with little tiles and you are trying to follow certain patterns to, you know, I think it gets you like different points and stuff like that. And you are also trying to make your quilt in a certain way to attract cats. So you want cats to come sit on your quilt. So it sounds really cute, and I checked because my library does have board games and they do have that game, so I put it on hold, and so hopefully I will be getting it in soon and then I will be able to try it out because it sounds really cute. You're making quilts. What isn't cute about that? So that game is coming, and then I will show the piece here. And the board game Stitch Along is from Taylor and Cromwell, and I will have it linked down below. So that is all that I have for this video, though. I will be back tomorrow to show my progress on the HAEDSAL Stitch Along. And here is Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 3 after an additional 620 stitches. I was focusing mostly on the pink in the wings because it's easy, because this is just 2 different shades of pink, so I could get stitches in pretty quickly by just stitching, like picking one color, stitching it, pick the next color, stitch it, fill it in. And so I did that for quite a while, and then I also did a little bit up here in the cupcake. The cupcake is not finished, and so I really want to try and get the last stitches into the cupcake. But the colors that are left are confetti stitches. So like there was one color I did and it had like 4 stitches. So it's just colors where I hadn't wanted to pull them out because they only have a few stitches. So you're not really making quick progress because it's a lot of starting and stopping. So I had kind of put it off, but I need to start working on that. So I did the cupcake, and then I also was doing some of the reds here and then parking them over. And so I think I might do more of a parking method in the background where the color changes happen a lot more. So that is what I got done on this yesterday. And then for Autumn Harmony, I did 220 stitches last night, and I was working more on these columns of 814. So I finished this column here, I think, yesterday, and then started another 10 stitch wide column down. And that's how I'm kind of focusing on this section, because a lot of the stitches are kind of scattered throughout. And so I'm just doing it in a 10 stitch wide column going down and then moving over. So that's what I'll be working on again tonight, is to do another 200 stitches on her. Right after I film this video is when I will actually start stitching on her. I usually will film my video clip, start getting it onto my laptop and upload it to Google Drive. And then while I am doing that, I will be stitching on this. And then for my knitting, I will show that very quickly because I'm still just working on the body. So yesterday I was doing more stitching while I was waiting for my kids. So I moved the marker. I did like another fingertip length of body, and I still need to do at least another couple inches, I think, to the body before I do the ribbing. But I do want this to be a cropped sweater, so I don't want it to be too long, so I need to try it on so I actually know how much to do. So I'll work on that more again in the car. And now I will spin my wheel to pick my whip for today. I'm actually going to make the HAEDSAL Stitch Along a smaller block. There's a way, I don't remember how, there's a way to make the slices different size. Okay, so when you are on this is the Spin the Wheel app. When you are at the spot where you can edit the names of things, you can click on it and it brings up this menu, and you can change the weight of the slice, so you can make the slice bigger or smaller so it has more chance of being picked. And I'm going to make the HAEDSAL Stitch Along normal size so that everything will have an equal opportunity now to be picked. Okay, so here's my wheel with my 3 projects. And it still is the HAEDSAL Stitch Along, so I will be doing that again today. And I will, where did it go? It's hidden behind Autumn Harmony. I will be focusing more on the wings probably. I need to move this hoop though. So this is a Nurge hoop. It is the size 2. I actually would like to get another one of these Nerd hoops in a size 3 because I have a bigger one that the board game Stitch Along is in. Whoa. I can't get it. So my bigger one is a size, it does not say, 4. So I have the size 4, I have the size 2. I really would like to get a size 3 though, because I feel like I need something slightly bigger for this project so that I can get more of the area that I'm working in, because I do tend to work in like big areas on this. And so I want to get another Nurge eventually. But I need to move the Nurge over so that I can get to the fairy wing, because the fairy wing keeps going over this way, and that's kind of why last night I kind of stopped working on the fairy wing and also went to the cupcake, was because I was going to need to move the hoop and I didn't want to. So tonight will be more fairy wing, possibly a little bit more of filling in this cupcake so that it can get finished, because I just love the way that the cupcake looked. That was part of why I picked this chart actually, is because I liked all 3 of the mushroom charts. But I did not pick one of them because the background had like a tree in the background. And then the red one had something in the background too, where I was like, I don't think I'd want to stitch that like in a year, because that's like the whole thing, is you're trying to stitch it in a year so you can get your free charts. And so I liked this one because it had the mushroom, but it also had so much in the background of this one. It had the cupcakes, it had the little fairy, and it has I saw Amy Stewart, someone asked her what these were, and she said they were like fairy berries or something. So it has like these little berries and stuff. And that's part of what drew me to this one over the other ones, was just that it had a lot more things in it. So that is what I'll be working on tonight. And I am going to go because there are tons of Flosstube to watch right now. So Tattooed Stitcher uploaded a video of what she is bringing to the cross stitch retreat, because there's a retreat coming up. Cross Stitching Smiles uploaded a video, and if you haven't watched Cross Stitching Smiles, they do a lot of, first of all, it's a wife and husband, so it's a couple. They both stitch, and she does a lot of Gecko Rouge kits and full coverage stuff, so that's always fun to watch. And then also there is a video from Jenna X Stitches that I want to watch, because she does knitting, and she can knit socks, which I would like to attempt to knit socks one day, but I'm always scared because there's a lot of things that you need to know to knit socks. Like I hear people talking about like afterthought heels and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what that is. But if you watch a video, like I'm sure I could find a video that shows how to do it, but I'm always just like intimidated when I hear the process that goes into making a sock. So she does knitting, and then she also has some video game charts. So she has Pokemon that is almost finished. I can't remember if it's Gen 1, but she has a Pokemon chart that she is almost finished with. And then she has a Stardew Valley map, I think. She has the Mario map. She has a lot of like really fun things. So I need to go watch some Flosstube because I am behind, and get back to stitching. So I will see you all tomorrow with what I get done on the HAEDSAL Stitch Along again. And here is Merry Mushroom Village Picnic after getting 2 days on it, surprisingly. So it is actually now Friday. I did not come back and film yesterday, which was Thursday. So because I had spun this project for Wednesday, I decided I would just keep working on it Thursday because I wasn't able to film. So it ended up getting 2 days worth of stitching, and I think I did like 1,100 stitches on it between the 2 days. So I did, I think 600 Wednesday, and then yesterday I did 500, and then I was reading a book. So I just stopped stitching last night because I really wanted to finish the book that I was reading. So I am now almost finished with one of the pinks. I still need to do like 500 stitches, and then one of the pinks will be done. So I'm excited to at least have one of the pinks done in this section, because I'm guessing the pink will be used more throughout the bottom half of the chart, but obviously I don't have that yet. So that is where I am so far on this chart. I still need to do like 2,000 stitches on it to meet my goal for March. And even if I meet the goal for March, I obviously did not meet the goal in February on this chart, so I'm still technically behind, so I need to get caught up at some point, hopefully. And then Autumn Harmony also got 2 days worth of work, so I worked on it Wednesday and then also Thursday. And yesterday I actually did extra stitches, so instead of doing 200, because that's what I've been trying to do is 200, I think I did 3 something because I would like to start trying to get extra done on her so that if there's times when I can't stitch on her, then I'm not behind. So I actually finished filling in this section of the 814, and then I moved over here, and this is another section of the 814. And I think that this gap here where the 814 stops is where her arm is, I think. So that is exciting because now I'm so close to the bottom with filling in this 814. And I think there's only like 1,700 stitches left of 814. So I really would like to get that color finished this month, and then next month I can pick a different color or multiple colors. I'm not sure yet what I want to do next month, but the 814 is almost done, so I'm excited. And now I will spin projects for the weekend. I will be spinning to get a project for today, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. And there's only 3 projects left on the wheel, so I technically could just work on each of them for one day, but I'm going to spin the wheel and just see what happens. So the first spin is Kita, which is good because she has not been worked on yet this month. So we have Kita for number 1. Kita gets 2 days, and so let's see if she will get 3 or if I will get a different project. Okay, so we have Kita for 2 days and then the HAEDSAL stitch along for 1 day. I will show Kita real quick, which Kita is, she's a Disney princess. Not an official princess, but she's in a Disney movie, Atlantis. And it's artwork by Hannah Alexander, charted by Pinky the Pink. And the website where you can find these charts is makeitpink.net, which I will try and remember to link down below. My description box today, I hopefully will have it filled out. I try and always fill it out, but it might be delayed because after I film, I'm going to try and film, get the video up, but then I have to go because today is a big day because Princess Peach Showtime comes out, which is a game for the Switch, and I pre-ordered it, so I need to go pick it up, and then I want to be playing some Princess Peach. So anyways, Kita, here she is. This is my starting point on her right now. I think this weekend I will be working on this here, which is like the handle to her little spear, and it goes like pretty far down, so I need to finish the handle part. And I think there's metallic on the bottom, so the metallic won't be fun to stitch, but I would really like to get that done and then hopefully get it back stitched so that it stands out more, because right now it kind of blends into the fabric, which the fabric is 28 count. I'm stitching it 2/2 full cross, and it's fabric that I dyed myself using, I think, Rit Dye Eggplant. So there she is, and she needs to get 1,800 stitches this month to meet the goal on her, and she has gotten 0 days so far this month, so I will be doing that. So I think, I'll show knitting very quickly. I only worked on the knitting for 1 day. I worked on it Wednesday. I did not work on it yesterday in the car, so it did not get a ton of progress. I'm trying to find where the marker is. So here's the marker. It got a little bit less than a fingertip in. Do you like my very official measuring tool of just using my fingertip to decide how much things are? I actually, one of my brothers got stuff to learn how to tattoo, and I was like, could you just tattoo a ruler onto my finger and then I can measure things properly, please? But that never happened. So yeah, I need to get like I don't have any tattoos, but that is the one thing that I would love to get tattooed on me at some point, is like just a little ruler somewhere so I could measure things. That sounds kind of silly, but it would be handy. So that is all though that I have for this video. I am going to get to stitching, plus I need to, like I said, go pick up Princess Peach Showtime, which I'm hoping is great. I played the demo because there is a demo on the Nintendo eShop, so I played the demo. It was cute, and I love Princess Peach. Super Princess Peach was one of the first games that I got for the DS, and I loved that game a lot, so I was excited when I saw that they were making another Peach game, because she doesn't get enough attention, okay? She needs more games. Anyways, that is all that I have for this video. I hope you all have been having a good week and have a good weekend, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!